Hi guys, Johnny Good for studio.I, here with a product review of the Presonus Faderport Production Control Center. So what is it? Why would you be looking to buy one of these? Why did I buy it? Well, you can do everything with shortcuts on your keyboard and using your mouse, of course. But I was finding, particularly with automation, that it's really quite fiddly for me. I'm working in Sonar. It's a bit fiddly pointing and clicking with the mouse. This in particular, the fader, the motorized fader here, is a game changer. It's a game changer for me. So what have you got? You've got a bunch of shortcut controls, and you've got the shuttle controls along the bottom here. So it feels it's kind of a bit like a mini console. You've got your fast forwards, rewind, stop, play, and record. You've got a couple of assignable keys as well, which is really handy. You can put your own shortcuts in there to things that you might use. For instance, I've kind of use the project button as a save and the user as a select all, which I find really handy when exporting and stuff. You've got a bunch of other things, mute and solo and things like that. You've got a pan knob, which is really handy, and as I mentioned before, you've got not just a fader but a motorized fader, which was and is a game changer for me when automating mixes. So you know, particularly when you've got a lot of vocal tracks that are up and down and coming in and out of the mic, to be able to automate this by hand is a real game changer. It is motorized, which needs an external power which comes supplied, but it just makes mixing a lot more fun and a lot more musical again, and I really wouldn't want to go back to mixing or feel I would do as good a job if I went back to just using a mouse again. And there'll be a certain reluctance towards automation, definitely. You can, I think, you know, firstly, it works very smoothly as far as I know with the Presonus DAW software. It's pretty much a plug-in and go job. For me, with Cakewalk using Sonar, there was a few things to install, which was a bit fiddly. It took about 5 or 10 minutes, and all the information is there on the Presonus website, along with I think it pretty much supports all other DAWs as well, and all the information on what to put in your computer, what you need to do, is on their website. Problems: the stop button, although it works absolutely fine when my CPU power is really getting pushed in a mix, I find that it's the thing that seems to drop out for whatever reason. Strangely, you can get round it by assigning a different button to stop, and it works fine. I've seen a couple of other people mention this in forums as well, but for the rest of the time it works absolutely fine. In Sonar as well, the pan doesn't go central, it goes to one either side, which is a little bit bizarre. I believe that's an issue only with Cakewalk and Sonar though. The product itself is about £100. I bought it second-hand for about 70 quid, and it's been really good to me. It's really simple to connect. Again, it's just got a power to power this motorized fader. It's also got a foot switch option, and the USB just connects it up to your computer. Everything works aside from the motorized fader without the power, so it can just draw power through the USB. There's not too much else on the market like this. I think Behringer make a unit which has more faders on it, but for me and the way I work and for space, I think this is pretty much the perfect home studio sort of control center. And I think once you get used to it, you know, working with this in the left hand and the mouse in the right hand, you certainly, you know, you wouldn't want to go back. It's a great way to work, and it certainly mixes faster and better and more musically. The one other thing which I use it for, which I really like, is getting a really long USB, and where I do my vocals is way over here. I'm going to do it in a walk-in wardrobe. So rather than going back and forth all the time, which kind of kills the flow when you're working on your own, you can just take this along with a long USB, stick it in the booth with you. You know, if you don't get a good take, you can click stop, undo, wherever that is, somewhere around here. Click undo and just do your take again, and you can kind of have more of a recording experience on your own. You can play it back and stuff like that without having to constantly go back and forth to your desk. So it's overall massive thumbs up for the kind of Starship enterprising looking Presonus Faderport. When it's plugged in, it also looks much like a Christmas tree as well, with lots of red and green lights, and but it's cool. I like it. I really love the product, and as I say, there's not much else out there. So you know, if you haven't got loads and loads of space, and you're working and you're getting a bit frustrated with constant mouse ache and stuff like that, this is a product which I really recommend, and I really like Presonus stuff anyway. So cool. Hope that was a useful review. I'm Johnny Goode for ReelHomeStudio.com. Please go and check out the blog, subscribe up, get my free ebook, and happy mixing. Have yourself a great day.